Blade's now ready to etch. Got it nice and polished on both sides. I'm going to make up the etch solution, which is ferric chloride. It's a fairly mild acid. It's not all that caustic, or not caustic at all, really. It's no big deal. This is used to etch electric boards. Can't think of the term right now, but I'll mix 2 parts water to 1 part of the acid, pretty mild solution, and got some distilled water here. And mix a little of the ferric chloride to that water. Remember, acid to water, never water to acid. Again, this is not strong enough to cause any violent reaction to if you were adding it, but say if you were doing hydrochloric acid or something like that, muriatic acid, just like chemistry class, always add acid to water. So, all right, we got the ferric chloride solution mixed up. Next, I'm going to clean this blade off really good, make sure that there's no oils, fingerprints, or anything like that on it. I'll use the acetone and wipe the blade down real well, and get any fingerprints or anything like that off of it. The oil would resist the acid and not allow it to etch the blade very well. You'd have a weird spot on it. So. Okay, it is all good and clean. So now we'll just gonna put it into the acid, and see the pattern shows up almost immediately. But we're gonna leave it in there and let it soak, and just slowly etch away the high carbon 1095 tool steel instead of the nickel steel, the 15N20, which is acid resistant. So we'll just drop the blade down in there and let it soak 10-15 minutes, and then we'll come back, sand it a little bit, get some of that scale off of it, clean it up again, maybe put it back in a little while longer just to get a nice deep etch, so that you can, there's a really stark contrast between the two steels, which helps show the pattern much better. So we'll let that sit for a little while and come back and take a look. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Pull the blade out and kind of wipe some of the stuff off of it. Got some 2000 grit paper that I'll hit it with. I'm going to neutralize it with some Windex, just ammonia. Get that out of the way real quick. Now, if I could find my paper, sandpaper. So we'll kind of lightly hit the blade with the 2000 grit sandpaper, and that will polish the nickel steel and kind of reveals the pattern. You can see the raindrops again. It needs to etch a little bit more. Gonna Okay, I'm gonna wipe it off again and then put it back in the acid. It was in there for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna do that again for probably another 10 minutes and slowly etch it away. You can see the raindrops, but let's let that etch a little bit longer. Okay, it's been in the acid a little longer. I mixed up some trisodium phosphate, a little stronger base to help neutralize this a little better. I didn't like the way that Windex worked, and it might be says original, but it might be ammonia free or something like that. It didn't really seem to neutralize it the way I would like it to have done. Hey. There we go. So we've got an etch on there now. Got a little more polishing to do. The etch is pretty deep. I can feel it. I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit more, just to get a little higher shine to it, but it is etched. So now the blade's done. So aside from sharpening and just a little bit more polishing and stuff like that, we're done with the blade part of it. Now we will have to start working on putting the scales on the sides and fitting everything up. I'm waiting on the wood that the person I'm making this for wanted to use. As soon as I get that, then we can start working on the rest of it, and it won't take long from this point out. Again, making the blade is the longest part.